Honorable Ministers, dear partners and donors, our guest speaker and forum panelists, Young Rwandan Achievers, for whom this forum is being held, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's a pleasure to host the 4th edition of Imbuto Foundation's Celebrating Young Rwandan Achievers Awards, Sirwa dinner. And at a recent leadership retreat with board members, it was very clear to everyone present that if Imbuto Foundation had to choose just one area to focus our efforts, it would be the youth. As reflected on the mission and values of Imbuto Foundation, we were reminded of how important it is to recognize exemplary young people who break out of their comfort zones, who think and work differently, who are able to bring to life innovative ideas that propel them beyond what society expects of them. We are here tonight to appreciate their meaningful participation in Rwanda's ambition vision and to celebrate their stories, their sacrifice, and their success. This afternoon, we began with a forum where most of the youth here had an opportunity to interact with a panel of brilliant young minds on the theme, "We are the ones we have been waiting for." But to fully appreciate this theme, we must be in the right state of mind, we must be aware, we must be committed. As the author and poet Alice Walker said, we are the ones we've been waiting for because we are able to see what is happening with a greater awareness than our parents or ancestors could. No offense to the above 50, so no offense to some of us, but people from different walks of life, poets, politicians, and activists have drawn inspiration from this famous saying. And I believe that Rwanda today is one of its best illustrations. It's important that we understand our context. So I would wish to draw your attention here to the many decades of pain we experienced as Rwandans. Colonialists came to Rwanda unannounced and uninvited. They gradually indoctrinated us and stripped away our dignity. They exercised their power through our local administration systems. They used people as vehicles to plunder whatever they needed to develop their own societies at our expense. The revolution in 1959 was the beginning of a series of divisive and hate-filled regimes that culminated in the genocide against the Tutsis. In 1994, the genocide was executed in broad daylight while the international community watched with no remorse. But because Rwanda was not of any strategic interest to the international community, our fate was left, ironically, to the very ones who had played a central role in orchestrating one of the most horrific human catastrophes. Indeed, our history and experience have proven that we must be conscious and cautious about those with hidden agendas. We cannot afford to be naive about how the world continues to be managed. What we experience daily as a young nation teaches us that although most African countries have been celebrating 50 years of independence, powerful countries are still making decisions on our behalf. Individuals might be good, but international systems are destructive. And as Rwandans and Africans, we should not rely on self-serving external forces to define or shape us. Neither should we be that small elite that is preoccupied with the status. Instead, we must be discerning enough to identify what benefits us as individuals and as a country, because we understand what we need, what our needs are, how to best meet them, and what is required of us to succeed and thrive. Let it be clear, we are in charge now of our lives. As we begin the second part of our Sirwa event, allow me to congratulate the 7 young men and women who are receiving awards tonight for striving towards the highest levels of personal and professional accomplishments. They have devoted time and energy to their communities and are forging paths of leadership for other young Rwandans to follow. The awardees were nominated by people who saw in them unique qualities and extraordinary efforts in fields ranging from community mobilization to sciences, social work, and information technology. Being honored with the Sirwa nomination is a symbol that you have chosen the right path. It's an expression of how proud you make us. We hope you are pleased with the fruits of your labor, but truth be told, the challenges you overcame along the way are your real accomplishments. They are a true measure of your will, strength, and vision. Young Rwandan Achievers, the Sirwa Awards are earned on an individual basis. You deserve it and should accept it with great pride. But I want you to know and think about your collective mission as a generation. Guided by visionary leaders, Rwanda's humanity was restored. Our torn social fabric has been stitched back together. It's now up to you to hold these precious, hard-won gains firmly in place. Make no mistake, it will not be easy. Here I would wish to thank one of our panelists, Awel, who really reminded all of us never to forget where we came from. Remember that for every homegrown solution we have initiated, such as Gacaca, Mudugudu, Girinka, Ndumunyarwanda, to mention but a few, Rwanda has been criticized. But as young Rwandans working to build a better future and a better country, you must be aware of these dynamics and what they can lead to. You need to remain confident and proud of your identity so that your generation is able to counter and prevail against whatever tries to hold you back from the future, from the bright future that you deserve. In Kinyarwanda we say, umuntu niwe wigira yakwibura agapfa. Loosely translated, we must be, for those who do not understand the language, loosely translated, we must be self-reliant, otherwise we shall simply perish. I would like us to reflect on 3 questions. We all aim for the same things. We aspire to be the best we can be. The question is, what do we need to do together to achieve our common aspirations? Many opportunities have been provided for you, and the baton is within your reach. Are you ready to run with it? What is preventing you from discovering many more young achievers and creating a critical mass? Here I want to believe that those success stories do exist and are just waiting to be discovered. So I ask you to think about and find these promising youth and reveal them for all to know. We know that the road to becoming an achiever obliges the traveler to be persistent, to cultivate certain qualities, and this journey needs time and cannot be forced. Just like the beauty of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, the process of becoming an achiever is all about the determined and consistent movement forward towards something bigger, better, and more beautiful. For tonight's young achievers, we know you are headed for even higher achievements, but we pause to celebrate you as you continue your journey. This is your time. Tonight is your night. As I conclude, I would wish to share a story by the Brazilian author Paulo Coelho, who describes 5 qualities of a pencil that a pencil possesses that I wish for you to take home. First, you are capable of great things, but you must never forget that there is a hand guiding your steps, and we call that hand God, and He always guides us. Second, now and then you have to stop writing and use a sharpener. That makes the pencil suffer a little, but afterwards it's much sharper. So you too must learn to bear certain pains and sorrows because they'll make you a better person. Third, the pencil always allows us to use an eraser to rub out any mistakes. And this means that correcting something we did is not necessarily a bad thing. It helps to keep us on the right course. 4, what really matters in a pencil is not its wooden exterior, but it's the graphite inside. So always pay attention to what is happening within you. And finally, the pencil's 5th quality is that it always leaves a mark. In just the same way, you should know that everything you do in life will leave a mark, so try to be conscious and of that in your every action. So my dear young Rwandans, you are always in our hearts and in our minds. We will not waver in our sincere commitment to motivate and challenge you, to push you, and finally to let you shine. And to all those who made this event a success, especially the UN family and our speakers, I would wish to thank you. I wish you all an enjoyable evening. Thank you.